I know you guys clicked on this video for some extra Chrono Odyssey juice. For those of you that don't know, I actually played the alpha test, but because we were under NDA, I wasn't able to tell you guys much about the game. Finally, today will be the day where I give you guys my Chrono Odyssey casually reviewed. My series is going to be more geared towards like a quick TLDR and my honest opinions about the game. Now, without further ado, just to make sure that everyone knows, if you didn't know yet, Chrono Odyssey closed beta test will be on June 20th to the 22nd. If you guys haven't followed me there on Twitch yet, please leave me a follow because I definitely will be playing it during that time. Now, Chrono Odyssey, you know, as many of you guys heard, that it's not going to be pay to win. But the thing is, I played it and I genuinely think that so far, the version that I've played, I don't really see many pay to win aspects of it, honestly, because at the end of the day, this game is kind of different because it kind of throws you just straight into exploration mode in the game. It doesn't really guide you. Aside from that, the mobs in the starter areas are actually, they can be quite tanky and quite challenging, meaning like usually people expect mobs and monsters to be quite easy as you level up, but right off the bat, it kind of gives you that really Souls-like feel. Especially if you meet up with a mini boss, you'll definitely die, and if you try the first Chrono Gate, then you will most likely die. Then you would have to be like me, go back and get geared up before I tried again. Now, what is different about Chrono Odyssey? It's something called the Chrono Tector. The Chrono Tector has 5 different skills. Each one you have to unlock from the Chrono Gates. The Chrono Gates are solo dungeons that you have to beat in order to unlock different properties of the Chrono Tector. There's stuff like freezing time, rewinding time, or just jumping really high. Now this is really cool because not only are you using a skill, it kind of manipulates the mobs around you, and you can also do it during bosses, like summoning an extra minion in order for you to fight the boss together. Some of the content in this game is actually quite intuitive. When you guys think about something like a bounty board, obviously you know there's going to be rewards. Bounty boards are great when you are first starting off and you want to gear up, because with the bounty tokens, you will be able to get really elementary tier 2 gear. So that's my little hint for you guys. If you guys start and you don't know where to get your gear, that place is a great way to start off. There's also other things like trials. It's kind of like, it reminded me of Path of Exile, those trial doors, except you do have to do these solo. 3-man dungeon, there's void dungeons, there's jump quest dungeons. There's also world bosses out there in the open for you to defeat with your fellow friends. Now the first Chrono Gate is actually quite difficult if you aren't ranged. I played a crossbow, which is basically, well, arguably the easiest class, because I basically just do somersaults and I shoot them from afar. But if you're playing a melee class, it is really easy for you to get hit by the boss, and you guys will notice that this game is quite Souls-like, meaning like once they swing at you, you are losing around 20 to 25% HP. When it comes to potting, unfortunately, each pot, the cooldown is 60 seconds. So if you pot, you don't really have much time to recuperate. I died a lot because of this mech. Personally, I feel like 60 seconds is a bit long. I think 30 seconds is acceptable. Hopefully they change that in the future. Now, navigating through the world of Chrono Odyssey, I would say, first off, another tip is to get a mount. There's no requirements. There's no level requirements for you to get a mount. So once you get into the game, be sure to check out the mount system. It's actually really funny because you basically have to like sneak up beside a horse and kind of like pat its butt, but then it might run away, so you have to keep chasing it while patting its butt. I'll show you guys when I'm on stream because it's absolutely hilarious. Now, there are no mini-maps whatsoever in this game. There's the compass at the top, but personally, I wish there was a mini-game because you guys know that I am directionally challenged. I found myself getting lost a lot and kind of running in circles, and of course, I had to ask Honed where I'm supposed to go, but I find myself just walking and then pulling up the big map, and then while I'm pulling up the big map, I'm getting hit by monsters and I basically end up dying. I really wish that there was a mini map. So on the map, there are certain things called bound stones and Eye of Insights. Bound stones are basically waypoints for you to teleport from, but the catch is that you have to get to a bound stone in order to go to another bound stone. I wish that we can just click and go, but that is the kind of mechanic so far for these bound stones. And there's also Eye of Insight. Those ones, you kind of just discover them to reveal more on your world map. The mapping system is quite interesting. You can put markings over there. I can go into more detail when I talk about crafting. Crafting is huge. When you fight the first Chrono Tector boss, Chrono Gate boss, you will have a hard time because this game does not gear you up for success. You kind of have to go out on your own. You need to figure out where the crafter is, the weapon crafter, armor crafter, and there's a third NPC that you need to take note of. That will be the resources crafter. So the general gist of it is they will show you which armor and weapon that you can craft, but they will tell you roughly what you need. So there's different tiers. If you're crafting a T2 gear, you can only craft it through tier 2 gathering items. No, doesn't matter if it's plants or animals through butchering and stuff. So far, there are 3 things that you need to be aware of when you first play the game. Number 1 is to get a horse. You really need a mount. It's gonna save you a lot of time. The second is to get your gathering tools. There is a quest that you can do to unlock gathering tools, and then you can buy the rest at a merchant. Again, I'll show you guys on stream as well. And the third one is that in order to get good T2 gear, well, it's not that great, but it is what it is. You need to do bounty boards. Bounty boards are great for EXP and extra items. Now, going back to the map scenario, would you guys want a mini map or would you guys rather just explore on your own? Because to me, this game kind of feels like if a child wanted to learn how to swim and then the parent just kind of like chucked them in the water and let them swim on its own with supervision, is kind of how I feel. A lot of people tend to like linear games like Lost Ark where you go in and it's very clear and intuitive what you need to do next. But this one is a bit different because there is a lot of exploring to do, and there are also secret mini bosses that you can fight. Now, a little bit about the classes. Not all classes were available for us to play, but there are a total of 6 classes. Everyone's super excited for the Assassin. There's also Sorcerer, there's a Ranger, Paladin, Swordsman, and Berserker. I personally tried out the Ranger and the Berserker since we didn't really have that much time to try everything out. Each quest has 3 sub-weapons that you can choose 2 from. So these are swappable. The main thing about this is that, for example, if you are a paladin, you can also choose to do some damage if you are doing solo play. Now, I feel like this game kind of promotes team play because world bosses you cannot do on your own, but at the same time, like, solo content is quite enjoyable. I actually found myself life skilling a lot because life skilling actually gives you EXP to level up your character. For those of you guys that have been in my Twitch stream long enough, you guys know that I hate life skilling. This is probably the only game that I'm down to life skill. Now there's logging, there's butchering, there's gathering, and I think there's also mining and fishing. I feel like I'm missing one right now, but TLDR, it's all the same gathering tools throughout all the MMOs, but the only thing that you need to keep track of is the fact that, remember, each gear, the tier, is going to correspond with the material tier. For example, if you want to make a T3 item, then you need T3 leather, and there is no way for you to convert T2 or lower gear into the gear higher. Another cool thing about Chrono Odyssey is the fact that they said that there are no dailies or weeklies or homework. And to me, that's a huge win because I never want to play a game to feel like, oh my god, I have to do this, I have to do that with a fear of FOMO. Everything depends on how fast you want to progress, honestly. For me, when I tried the first Chrono Gate, I obviously wasn't able to clear it because it dealt a lot of damage to me and I just couldn't do it, you know? So I went back, I did some life skilling, crafted my gear, leveled up while crafting gear, then eventually when I went back, it was way easier, and I think that is the pattern that you're supposed to follow through for the other Chrono Gates as well. Now I know this is a super general and broad TLDR. This is basically first look, my first look on Chrono Odyssey. I'm going to show you guys some gameplay and yeah, I'll see you guys next time where I'll talk more about character creation and all the other stuff that I like and the other things that I wish that they would add into the game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys haven't yet, please leave a sub. I am trying to grow my YouTube and I want to make more gaming content since I stream so much on Twitch anyway. Thank you guys so much for all the support and I'll see you guys next time.
You go first, Captain!
The Chrono Tector is capable of turning back time. I shall return you to the past. Find me there. Bring word that the future has changed.